being in their new studio.
Oh, yeah.
The Celtics-Raptors game on Wednesday, though, is going to decide a lot in the East. You only have 2 games separating Toronto and Boston right now. And this is interesting because the Celtics actually got the better of the Raptors on Saturday. People thought this race for the #1 seed is over. Maybe not. And I want to talk about the coaches, too. Byron, is Brad Stevens or Dwayne Casey your coach of the year?
You know what? This is a tough one. The way both of these teams have played this year, you got to give both of these coaches a lot of credit, but I'm going with Dwayne Casey.
Okay.
I think the fact that he was able to change this team, their style of play, and the way all these guys bought into it, especially DeMar DeRozan, how he bought into it, the way he's played this season, with a chance to win more games than they've ever won in the franchise's history with 6 or 7 games left in the season. I think Dwayne has done an unbelievable job this year with Toronto, so I would give him Coach of the Year this year. But I also think we're forgetting one guy that should be in that running too, and that's Mike D'Antonio as well. He should be in that running as well.
He won it last year.
Hey, so what? He's doing just as good a job this year.
It's funny. I actually looked that up.
Hey,
no coach has ever won back-to-back.
That's what I mean. I said they don't give the award out.
Well, he ain't going to win it then, but he still should be mentioned about it, about the job he's done this year.
That's my new favorite
He's done an
NBA
unbelievable
catchphrase.
job.
He's in the conversation.
Well, yeah, we have a lot of conversations.
A lot of conversations. Go ahead.
It's tough. I mean, everything Coach said, it's tough. It's tough because Brad Stevens has done it shorthanded, right? Particularly recently,
From
right?
5 minutes into the season.
Right. But particularly recently, when they've all been out pretty much for him. But I'm leaning Coach Casey for a couple of reasons. One is I still think what Coach said. If you are successful, 50-win seasons, division titles, conference finals, doing it a certain way, and you wake up and say, it ain't never going to change if I keep doing it this way.
Right.
I have to change. That's so hard. Think of all the great coaches of all time. And other than even the guys that we're talking about here, Brad Stevens, Mike D'Antoni, Phil Jackson, Red Auerbach, all the great coaches, Red Holtman, other than Greg Popovich, I can't think of anyone else who switched styles.
Right.
One other.
Pat Riley.
And
From L.A. to New York.
Yep. No,
switch styles. He said, I don't have magic. I got a big fella. We're going to grind it out.
So one issue, though, with Brad, though, and I keep coming back to this, look at the players he's coached. He's had career years under him, and then as soon as they go somewhere else, do not look the same. And that is starting to sort of go into my mental register, too.
That's a little circumstantial, though, right?
I mean, it's all circumstantial, but I don't think it does not count.
Avery Bradley hasn't had a career. Why? Because he was hurt.
Well,
like Isaiah Thomas hasn't had a career year. Why? Because he's hurt, right? Because that's not. It's like, oh man, I wish I was still playing for Brad Stevens. I'd still be healthy. I think.
Avery Bradley never got hurt in Boston.
I mean, I don't. But Isaiah Thomas did.
Yes, no question about that.
So I think Brad Stevens deserves a ton of. And by the way, that was my preseason pick. I said Brad Stevens is going to be Coach of the Year. So he deserves a ton of credit for them to even be in the conversation where they're at right now. But I have so much respect for someone who's successful being able to switch and do something out of the box and out of their comfort zone.
It's interesting. It's going to be good. Of course, we have to we're talking about the Celtics, so you know what time it is.
Hey, watch.
Time for Hey Watch. You know it. It's not me.
Not going too
First of all.
Very
good. It's not me who keeps posting these videos. It's Gordon Hayward. Today, put this up on the Players Tribune. He's running. Now, it's funny. Anytime now Gordon posts something, I get a lot of people, oh, look at this. Look at this. This is just shout out to producer Tucker and the whole staff here.
He ain't running on the beach in Boston. That's the damn sure. I don't know what beach that was. That was like
some mittens.
Right. Gordon keeps putting these videos out. This time, he was running a little slow. I was like, oh,
what do you want? Oh, come on, Rachel.
No. For my hope that he comes back.
Rachel wanted him out there sprinting like Usain Bolt.
I kind of knew why he was running slow. He looked like he gained about 10 pounds too, though.
Oh, come on.
What? I mean, when your ankles hurt like that, you can't do a whole lot of running, so you don't sit around eating and everything. But he still looks in good condition, but he looked like he gained a few pounds.
The official word was when he can run outside of, not using the Alter G, which is the treadmill.
Yes, the big old bubble treadmill.
Yeah, the bubble treadmill. Then he's cleared to practice. So does this mean now he's cleared to practice?
Interesting. Brad Stevens, again, did his usual, hey, guys, don't get too excited about this. Brad did say, though, both a couple days ago and today, that he is toying with the idea of once Gordon starts traveling with the team, listing him on the injury report, and maybe instead of saying out, saying doubtful, just to toy with people. You can just at me next time, Brad, okay?
Coach,
you can just mention it's fine. I get
Didn't
it.
Brad say he wasn't for sure going to play at all?
Brad said that he would not play again
in the
this
playoffs,
season.
right?
Gordon Hayward has said he still has hope, and I still have hope. I believe in you, Gordon. I don't care what anyone else says.
Otherwise, it's going to be a first
Let's talk about the Nuggets and whether anyone here has hope about the Nuggets. They overcame an 8-point deficit in the final minute of regulation. They forced overtime, pulled out a win against the Bucks yesterday. Now they've won overtime in back-to-back games, and they control their own destiny. Here's the schedule for Denver. If they win out, that will then flip them over those tiebreakers with the Wolves, and they will make the postseason. Well, look at who else is on that schedule. Do you guys think they got a shot?
No. I mean, I'm just, I think it's going to be, it would be great if they played Minnesota, the last game of the season, with it all on the line. That would be great. That would be awesome for basketball. I don't know if it's going to get to that point, but you also got to take in consideration they have to win out. Minnesota is going to have to lose a game or two. It's going to be tough. They got Portland in there. You hope Portland is resting players. They got Pacers in there who have been playing well. The Clippers are still trying to get in.
The Clippers are done, right? I thought after last night, Clippers are all...
They're on life support.
Yeah, so it's going to be tough.
So if you're the Nuggets, you're hoping... The Pacers game it'll make or break because obviously the T-Wolves are your playoff games.
Right.
Clippers, you hope by then they're definitely out, so they won't give you a hard time. And then Blazers, by then they should have
clinched. Yeah, they clinched the third spot, so they really, probably rest.
But you drop that Indiana game,
you're done.
It's done.
You're done.
So that's the hard part.
And the Pacers are still in the middle of a dogfight for the middle of that Eastern Conference.
That's why
fighting with the Sixers, fighting with the Cavaliers. I don't know.
But I just want to point out, Nuggets, you are the quintessential games that could come back to haunt you. Ooh, you lost to the Grizzlies. Ooh.
And the Mavericks.
And the Mavericks. Whoa.
that hurt.
Speaking of Philadelphia, we are going to discuss Ben Simmons carrying the Sixers after this break. But first, here's our distant replay. This date in '97.
Oh, it's 97. Not Vince Carter.
Not Vince Carter.
97.
Charles Smith. It's Herrera who back.
Dominique.
That looked like the good old days.
Let me do my Charles Barkley voice. Hey, that's the worst trade in Hawks history. They traded Dominique Wilkins when they had the best record in the NBA. Why? I don't know. Ask Pete Babcock.